Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another night of empowerment before 2026. Tonight, we're going to be actually kind of touching on one of my favorite tarot cards, the Moon card. It's a card that's often misunderstood on what it really means because it is one of those beautiful cards that is more about illumination than deception. Because it's not about fear or deception for its own sake. It's about learning how to see clearly when certainty is just not an option. And sometimes that is life. It is truly just a case of you don't have all the information. You can't see all the nitty gritty details. The bigger picture just ain't coming. It's really more about emotional perception, inner truths, and going forward even when you don't know which way is really actually the path to take. The moon doesn't remove the shadows. It just helps you kind of guide through them a little better. And luckily, before we got started, I already pulled my moon card out. And if you happen to have a tarot deck, now's a great time to actually pull yours out and check out your moon card and ask yourself, what is this imagery trying to tell me? How can this, when it's upright, because unfortunately cards do have a different meaning when they're reversed, or in my case, I also read sideways. But look at the imagery and tell me what you see. Do you see someone that can clearly see the path even though it's all dark? Granted, there's a full moon, but you can kind of see here and up here a little bit that there's a little bit of a fog or a mist that kind of clouds judgment. Because that's really just what the moon is. It helps you see as much as possible through the mist, through the fog, through the shadows. Because the moon doesn't appear because of anything other than you need to realize that there's illusions that are clouding your ability to see the true way to go on making a decision. Or maybe even your emotional reaction is blurring your ability to actually see the problem for what it is instead of what you think it is. Intuition speaks quietly. Fear speaks urgently. When we are in our fear mode or uncertain mode or anxiety mode, we're not able to actually see or hear what we actually need to do. And that's where this guy comes into play. Sometimes you need to move forward without any real clarity. So I want you to take a second while we're looking at either your personal moon card or mine. Either one is fine. I want you to ask yourself, what in your life feels confusing right now? Not because it's wrong. Absolutely not because it's wrong. But because it hasn't fully come into the light yet. Hasn't fully revealed what it really is. Because she might be able to show you the way. Now, as with many of my other videos, I've got a couple exercises for you to kind of help you not only be able to better bond with your moon card if you've got a tarot deck, but also to actually use the energies that this card can actually teach us. Now, this is for moments whenever you're overthinking, frustrated, just straight out not sure on what to do about a situation. Now, I definitely recommend that you do this with your tarot deck, but if you don't have one, totally fine. As I've mentioned in a few previous videos, just do a quick Google search, moon tarot card, and you're going to get all sorts of different images. And I always encourage you to pick the one that feels best with you. And if you're able to get a printed version of it, even better, because I always recommend any of my exercises or meditations that you try and do without devices, or at least as little as possible. Now, think about your situation when you're feeling unclear. You've got your moon card in front of you. I will actually throw mine right in front of me so I can do this exercise with you. You've got your card in front of you. Your mind is reeling on the situation. You are just full-blown going, I have no idea because no path is coming to me, or the ones that are just no. Quite literally, you're just at the point of No. I want you to take 3 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In a previous exercise, you've probably heard me say, in 5, hold 2, out 7. So let's do that real quick. In, hold, out. In, hold, out. And last one. In, hold, out. Okay, now that your mind's a little more slowed down and hopefully a little clearer, ask yourself these 3 questions, whether out loud or silently. I do recommend out loud because it'll help you really focus on that question while you're asking it. And those things are, what do I know for sure? What am I assuming? Because we all assume, you know you do. And what am I afraid might happen? I want you to sit down with those 3 questions and start trying to separate your facts from your feels without judging either one. Because yes, your feelings do matter, but in order to be able to really find the path that you need to take to actually figure out this situation, sometimes you gotta go with a little more of a swords mentality than a cups mentality. For those of you that aren't quite savvy with tarot cards, swords are more for your logical side, cups are more your emotions. You with me so far? But this is why the exercise works. The moon doesn't ask for clarity. It doesn't ask for anything other than just a little illumination, a little bit of a hint. There's no dismissal at all on anything that is going on or anything that is wrong. And even better, naming that fear, naming that anxiety, naming that thing that is making your mind spin reduces its power. It gives you more control of the situation. It makes it so that you can finally move the mist, the fog, whatever it might be, the shadows, aside just a little bit to get a better view of the path. Will it come fully clear? It'll take a minute. But sometimes moving through the fog will help you find your way out of it. Now, an affirmation that you can try to do while you're working on that fun little separating the facts from your feels on what you know for sure. What are you assuming and what you might be afraid happen while you're meditating with your moon card is, I separate intuition from anxiety. I allow clarity to arrive in its own time. Now say it with me. I separate intuition from anxiety. I allow clarity to arrive in its own time. Because we all know, good, bad, or indifferent, clarity will come. As long as we start taking that small little step. Now let's talk about our next exercise. The nice thing is you really don't need anything. I do absolutely recommend having a moon card handy just to give you kind of a focus point to start with, but flow with me here. Flow. But this practice for this meditation is going to help you reconnect with your inner light and your inner guidance when answers feel like they are just so out of reach you can't even brush your fingers against them. So, are you ready? All right, so again, we're going to have our moon card in front of us. I absolutely recommend kind of committing that imagery to memory as much as possible. And you can either focus on it while you're doing this meditation, or you can close your eyes and have that picture in your head for a second. But again, let's do some quick breathing. In for 5, hold 2, out for 7. You ready? In, hold, and out, and in, hold, out, and one more time. In, hold, and out. Now I want you to imagine that you're standing on a path under moonlight. This could be in a garden, a forest, wherever your path is at. You see nothing but shadows everywhere where you can't fully see your path, but you can see that first step. And this can be a dirt path, a stone path. What does your path look like? Because right now the moon is shining and the light isn't bright. It's just a gentle little bit of light brushing away some of the shadows. Just enough to see that first step. You don't need or see the whole path, just that first step. Now I want you to do another round of breathing with me, and I want you to notice what starts to come a little clear. Is it the next step? Is it a bend in the road? What does your path look like? Let's do some breaths. In, hold, and out. In, hold, and out. And one more. In, hold, and out. If nothing of your path comes at first, that is okay. Sometimes stillness is also information. Because sometimes you won't see all of the path all right away. Sometimes it takes a little bit more moonlight to show you the path. And that moonlight could be extra details in the situation. It could be a epiphany, that fun aha moment that shows you a little bit more on where to go and what to do. Or it could be even just, the gods or the universe or whatever it is you believe in saying, staying right here is your best bet to figure out the real direction. Because sometimes you need to stay put to go forward. And an affirmation that you can do during that meditation, if you'd like, to kind of help you see that path a little more clearly, to help that moonlight shine just a little brighter, is this. I trust my inner light, even when the path is dim. Say it with me now. I trust my inner light, even when the path is dim. And you can use that affirmation at any time. If you're on the go and you're feeling frustrated and you ain't got time to meditate, use that affirmation, because you can trust your inner light even when the path is dim. Because good, bad, or indifferent, the moon card teaches us patience with uncertainty, because nothing is ever fully certain. Sometimes the path is a little easier to see, and sometimes it is so cloaked in shadow you're just kind of feeling your way through it one little toe shuffle at a time. The truth, good or bad, will always reveal itself, whether in gradual little bites or just in one giant explosion, because the dawn always comes, right? Not all clarity is ever immediate. Some of it is earned through patience. always remember, you don't have to force answers. Answers will always come in their own time. It sucks. I'll be the first to admit, it is not always fun on having to wait to be able to see what to do. But sometimes the most honest and best thing you can do is walk gently forward. Let the moon guide you, one little toe shuffle at a time. Have a good night, guys.